I'm here now with Geoffrey, the headmaster of Rukungiri Modern Primary School.
Yes.
And I'm just going to ask you a few questions,
Thank
Geoffrey.
you. Right.
First of all, we know that you spend an awful lot of time here at the school.
Yes, please.
I'd just like to know, how does that affect your personal life? You know, you have a family and children, and you're spending so much time here in the school. How does that affect your personal life?
Generally, the school usually opens in the early hours of the day, and usually close in the late hours of the night. So I'm always almost at this place 24 hours. But fortunately enough, my family we stay around the school, and therefore I usually have my time. I have time for my family, especially after school and in the weekends. The little time I have with my family, basically, I think is enough.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And what is it that drives you to have such dedication for the school and for the children that are here at the school?
First of all, I'm a trained teacher, and I trained to be a teacher because I liked being with children. And all my life, I've always liked children. I like being with children, and basically, I think it is God's calling that I was brought in this place to be with these children, to help them to develop into useful citizens in future. So basically, that's what drives me to have love for these children. Yes.
And just to move on now, for the school, the results for this primary school are very high. And I think you have a list of just how high. If you want to share how the results are for the last few years.
Yes.
For the last 3 years.
The results have been so good. We usually have about 70 or 80 candidates sitting in 1 year. And we usually get about over 90% passing in Division 1. Because here our results are graded according to grades, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. But the best grade is the first division. The second best, the second division. So for the last about 3 years, for example, in 2014, we had 71 candidates sitting for the examination, and 65 of them passed in Division 1, while 6 passed in Division 2. That was 92%. In 2012, we had 75 who sat for the exam, and 71 got Division 1, and 4 got Division 2, and that was 95%. So in all these years, our performance has always been very good throughout the country.
Now, those are incredible results there.
Yes.
And why do you think it is that this school is performing so much better than most of the other schools here in Rukungiri area?
There are so many reasons for this. First of all, the teachers love their work. That's very, very important. So they do their work with a lot of passion and a lot of commitment. So they make sure that the students learn what they're supposed to learn in the right environment. Two, the children are also keen to learn. They like the school and they want to be the best in the whole country. And because they are in the very best school. So their motivation to learn is very, very high. So when you are attending to them and they are learning, they really take time. They understand, they take the understanding that they need to do very well and be a pride for their families and for the school. Three, we also have facilities that we usually get from our friends, especially the buildings. They have enough classrooms, they have enough textbooks, they have enough of what they need in order to learn. And for that case, I think that's why they have been able to do very well. Yes, please.
And in terms of the importance of your results, just explain quickly, why is it important that they get very high results?
In our education system, students need to work very hard to get good results. But because when you get good results, you go to good schools. And when you go to good schools, you take good courses. And when you take a good course, when you graduate or when you qualify, you are the best person to be employed elsewhere in the whole world. So you need to have good grades in order to go to good schools. When you go to good schools, you take good courses. And you also have good grades in those secondary schools and high school. And when you go to universities, you take good courses, which are marketable. So when you go to the job market, you sell like a hot cake.
Yes. And I understand as well that there is financial help if they have the very highest results in their exams when they're leaving primary school.
Sometimes those who do exceedingly very well, especially those who get aggregate 4, aggregate 5, and aggregate 6. They usually get free bursaries to go in the secondary schools of their choice. They study free of charge because they have done very well. Yes, please.
Okay, and just finally then, is there any areas for the school that you can see that there is need for more investment, or both in terms of financial and in terms of time for the teachers? What can the teachers do to improve things?
There are quite a lot of things that we still need, because as you can see, the number of students is increasing year after year, and the structures that we used to have seem not to be enough, as the numbers still increase day after day. So there are a few more things that we need. For example, especially in the boarding section, since we still have some increasing numbers of students who would wish to be in the boarding, we need to have more rooms for them. We need to have more staff for them. We have to have more beds for them, mosquito nets, and the rest of the things that they will need. In addition to that, the general school, of course, requires more in terms of staffing, so that we can be able to handle the large number of students which we have here. We also need to have, in terms of what we call the feeding of these young children, we need more in terms of variety of what we feed them on, and that would help them to have better lives than they have now. Basically, those are some of the issues that need to be looked into. And you can also, if we talk about the numbers increasing, it means you also need more seats, you also need more beds, you also need more of everything, in that the children can be able to do well, and the staff can be able to do well, and the rest of the things. Thank you.
Headmaster, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.